Hello, everyone. I am back again, as promised, doing what I found out about emergency rental assistance. So, for anyone who doesn't know, my name is Sharon D. Perry. I'm a housing strategist. I came from low-income family, have been homeless myself for over 2 years. And we had to come up with a plan in Your Worth Foundation to help families succeed and build wealth. It might not be as fast as some people want it, but it can carry on from generation to generation. Now, I'm coming on here to talk about the emergency rental assistance. So I've been in contact with some people, and I found out why some of you guys are having problems getting emergency rental assistance. There's a lot of issues. Sometimes there's something wrong with your application, but let's say your application is done properly and you have a caseworker or nonprofit or whatever that's helping you out. The problem most likely is with the property manager, the landlord of the property. So I found out from another nonprofit, one of the reasons why people are being evicted and their rent is not getting paid, even though they get emergency rental assistance, is because the landlords are not taking the emergency rental assistance. Basically, it's greed. They said it's because you cannot afford to live there. This is what the landlords are saying. They're saying it's because you can no longer afford to live there, so they're not accepting anyone paying for your rent. Basically, it's greed. They're trying to raise the rent astronomically for other people who can afford to live on their properties. So a lot of people are relocating from more expensive places. I'm talking about Florida right now specifically. In Florida, a lot of people are relocating to Florida, even though Florida is expensive. It's not as expensive as New York and California. Right, so a lot of people from New York and California are working remote on their jobs, so they're getting paid the New York and California pay rate so they can afford the Florida's rent rate, if you understand what I'm saying. Because in Florida, most Floridians that work on a job do not get paid enough to live comfortably. And pre-pandemic, before COVID, according to HUD, in order for you to live comfortably, of a family of 2 to 4, you have to make between $30 to $33 an hour. I don't know if anyone here that's in Florida is aware of ever looked at your paycheck and noticed that you, if you're low income, were not making $30 to $33 an hour. I'm telling you, we're not making $30 to $33 an hour. And this is pre-pandemic. So post-pandemic, with the inflation 8.9% to 8.2%, because it just keeps going up, right? With the inflation rate going up that amount, and then landlords raising their rates 100 to 200%, right? Because they want to stay ahead of inflation, right? It means that you have to make 100 to 200% above what HUD said that you had to make pre-pandemic. And I don't know about you, but most jobs, if you're at a job, they are not paying that kind of wage. So the landlords, a lot of them are aware of this. So they're trying to get people, Floridians, out of the property so they can raise the rent for people that are coming in. So if you have applied for emergency rental assistance and your caseworker have approved you for the emergency rental assistance and you're having problems with the landlord, it's because, and you were not a bad tenant before. Let me just add that, because some people are very disrespectful with other people's properties. I'm saying this because, like I said, I've been homeless before. And I've been in a shelter before, a women's shelter. And there's a number of people who are very, very disrespectful with other people's property. Okay? If you are not one of those people, okay, who are disrespectful with other people's property, and the landlord still wants you, and you're like, oh, I've been paying, I've been doing this, I've been doing that, I've been taking care of your property, I've been picking up the garbage, and it's because of greed. And they want to raise your rent. I know they will come up, and in the news they will come up with, oh, there's a housing shortage. It's not. If you look at one of my other videos, there's a housing shortage because of inflation. We have to raise it. Yes, you have to raise it, but 200%. 200. So you're telling me an inflation rate of 8 requires you to raise rent 200%? It requires you to raise rent 100%? No. Just say what it is. If it meows like a cat, if it looks like a cat, call a cat. Stop trying to water down stop trying to water down, whitewash. Stop trying to legitimize your greed. Just say you're greedy. Just get to the point. Just say, because I want it and I'm greedy and I can do what I want because that's my property. Just get to the point. I don't know why we try to make it seem, don't. Because I look at research. I do not believe in, no. So I'm telling you guys right now, because if you guys want to know the truth out here from someone who has gone through the struggle and are still going through the struggle, because I have a nonprofit, right? And spoken to a number of people, and I tell them stuff that can help low-income families. Everyone just keeps brushing me aside and tell me it's not going to work. Trust me, it'll work. It's because I know we live in a capitalist society, but you have to weigh the cost. It costs more when a person ends up homeless. That's just common sense. Let us use our brains sometimes and think. But this is my update on emergency rental assistance and my rant, because I'm passionate about housing. This is no, oh, let me just make some money real quick. Time about no, that don't go on over here. I'm accountable to God. Okay? What I do behind closed doors, God can still see. And even though people want me to make my company a for-profit, I'm going to keep it for a nonprofit, because we are people-oriented, not money-oriented. Now, that doesn't mean our company will not make a profit, because it will. Because of, like I said, inflation being 8%. In our company, common sense tells us, in order for you to stay afloat, if we were in the process of rent to own, increase the rent at least 16 to 18%. You want to double it. You don't want to put, I don't even, the highness of the rent have gone so high, I can't even calculate it right now for you. It's just ridiculous. You can even go up 20%. But that's the difference between Your Worth It Foundation and other companies. We're accountable to God, because we're going to have to answer to God on the day of judgment. Whatever you do in your little real estate company, that don't have nothing to do with us, because we don't have to answer on Judgment Day for you guys. We have to answer on Judgment Day for ourselves. So we do. And we will make a profit, because I'm not going to stop until I can provide affordable housing for people. So all the thousands of people that told me no, oh, it's going to be a yes. I fell forward. because we're going to win. I'm going to tell you right now. And if you want to be part of the winning team, start donating to Your Worth It Foundation. And that's yourworthitfoundation.org. Go on our website. PayPal takes our payments because we do not want anyone's credit card information at all. And we do not want to be liable for your credit card or bank informations. So we do not store these information ourselves. If you want to be on the winning team and you really want to help in the housing crisis, sometimes you got to look to the places that you don't want to look. And it's where Your Worth It Foundation. And that's YOURE, worthitfoundation.org. You don't want to miss this.